The lights inside Goyang Stadium shimmered like a galaxy brought down to earth. Thousands of army bombs painted the massive venue in waves of purple, creating a breathtaking ocean that stretched farther than the eye could see. The excitement in the air was impossible to ignore. Every cheer, every chant, every heartbeat seemed to blend into one unforgettable melody as fans eagerly waited for the next surprise of the evening. Backstage, laughter echoed through the corridors. The members had just finished discussing the schedule when Jungkook casually peeked through the curtain. Watching the crowd roar with excitement, a bright smile appeared on his face. "They're really energetic tonight," he said, adjusting his microphone. Taehyung stood nearby, fixing the sleeves of his outfit before glancing toward the younger member. "They've waited a long time for this," Taehyung replied softly. "Let's make it memorable." Jungkook grinned. "When don't we?" The chemistry between them had always been one of the things fans adored most. Their natural comfort, playful teasing, and unwavering support had created countless unforgettable moments over the years. As the show progressed, the energy inside the stadium only grew stronger. The members joked with fans, shared stories from their recent activities, and expressed gratitude for the endless support they had received. ARMY laughed, cried, and screamed with joy at every unexpected interaction. Then came the segment everyone would later describe as the moment that sent the stadium into complete chaos. The members gathered near the center stage during a relaxed conversation segment. Their expressions were carefree, and the atmosphere had shifted into something warm and intimate. Attempted to maintain order. "Let's answer a few questions before we continue." Jimin immediately interrupted. "But the questions always become dangerous." "Because of you," Jin replied. The audience erupted with laughter. One fan shouted something from the crowd. Another chant followed. Soon, thousands of voices blended together. Taehyung looked confused. "What are they saying?" J-Hope tried listening. "I think they want Jungkook to introduce everyone again." Again. Jungkook laughed. "Didn't we already do that?" The cheering intensified. Okay, Jungkook finally said, raising both hands. He pointed toward Jin. "Our worldwide handsome." Toward "Our incredible leader." Toward Jimin. "Our angel." Toward J-Hope. "Our sunshine." Toward Suga. "Our genius." The crowd screamed after every introduction. Then Jungkook turned toward Taehyung. For a split second, a mischievous expression crossed his face. Taehyung narrowed his eyes. "What?" The audience sensed something was coming. Jungkook fought back laughter. "This is..." He paused dramatically. "My wife." For exactly 2 seconds, time stopped. Then Goyang Stadium exploded. The screams were deafening. Army bombs shook violently in the air. Jimin doubled over laughing. Jin nearly dropped his microphone. Looked as if he had completely forgotten what he had planned to say. J-Hope spun in circles. Suga covered his face while laughing. Taehyung blinked several times. "What?" Jungkook couldn't stop laughing. The audience's reaction only intensified. Taehyung stared at him in disbelief before eventually breaking into laughter himself. "You've completely lost your mind," Taehyung said. Jungkook wiped tears from his eyes. It was a joke. The crowd responded with even louder cheers. Taehyung crossed his arms dramatically. "You introduce everyone respectfully, and suddenly I'm your wife. It just slipped out. It slipped out. Maybe." The members couldn't contain themselves. Jimin stepped closer. "We're witnessing history." Shook his head. "This is exactly why I can never predict what happens during live events." Jin pointed toward Jungkook. "You'll be explaining this forever." Suga simply stated. "The internet is already gone." The audience erupted once more. Taehyung eventually leaned toward Jungkook. "You owe me dinner after this." "Only dinner." The stadium transformed into chaos again. Despite the endless teasing, there was something heartwarming about the entire exchange. It wasn't the joke itself. It was the authenticity behind it. The members had spent years together. They had celebrated victories, faced exhaustion, overcome criticism, supported one another through moments of uncertainty. Their bond had grown rough shared dreams and countless sacrifices. The ease with which they laughed together reflected years of trust. ARMY understood that better than anyone. As the concert continued, fans noticed the subtle moments that often meant the most. Taehyung adjusting Jungkook's microphone pack. Jungkook checking whether Taehyung had enough water. The quiet conversations exchanged between songs. The smiles. The reassuring pats on the shoulder. The familiar glances that required no explanation. For many fans, these small gestures represented the beauty of friendship. A reminder that genuine CA doesn't always need grand declarations. Sometimes it exists within ordinary acts of kindness. Later that evening, during another speaking segment, Jungkook attempted to defend himself. "I really didn't plan that. No one believes you," Jin replied immediately. "It was funny. It was dangerous," corrected. Taehyung laughed. "You'll survive." Jungkook looked toward him. "You're not angry." Taehyung pretended to think carefully. "I'll decide after dinner." The audience screamed. Jimin pointed dramatically. "See. Negotiations." Suga sighed. "Can we finish the concert?" The playful atmosphere never disappeared. Even while performing powerful choreography and emotional ballads, the members continued sharing spontaneous interactions that reminded everyone why BTS had touched so many lives around the world. During a quieter moment, addressed the audience. "There are times when we wonder whether we're doing enough." The stadium grew silent. "But every time we stand here and see all of you." He looked around. "We remember why we started." J-Hope nodded. "You give us strength." Jimin smiled. "Thank you for loving us." Jin waved enthusiastically. "Please continue supporting us." Suga spoke honestly. "Take care of yourselves too." Taehyung gazed toward the sea of purple lights. "I hope our music comforts you." Jungkook took a deep breath. "And thank you for growing up with us." Quote. Many fans wiped away tears. Because beyond the jokes and viral moments, BTS had always excelled at creating genuine emotional connections. Their words carried sincerity. Their gratitude never felt rehearsed. The concert resumed with breathtaking performances. Fireworks illuminated the night sky. Massive screens displayed memories from different eras. Fans sang every lyric with unwavering devotion. At one point, Jungkook found himself standing beside Taehyung near the edge of the stage. The crowd immediately noticed. Taehyung shook his head playfully. "Don't say anything weird." Jungkook laughed. "I learned my lesson." "You absolutely didn't." "Okay, maybe not." The two burst into laughter once more. ARMY mirrored their happiness. Because regardless of interpretations or internet discussions, what resonated most strongly was witnessing people who genuinely enjoyed each other's company. As the final songs approached, emotions intensified throughout the stadium. The realization that another unforgettable night was ending settled heavily over everyone present. Fans held their ARMY bombs higher. The members stood together near center stage. They bowed deeply. "Thank you," they said in unison. Jungkook looked around. "I don't know how to express what this means to us." Taehyung nodded. "The memories we create together become part of our lives forever." Jimin's voice trembled slightly. "You've stayed beside us through everything." Jin smiled warmly. "We'll continue making memories." Concluded thoughtfully. "No matter where life takes us. I hope you remember that tonight existed." The audience answered with thunderous applause. As confetti drifted through the air like falling stars, the members walked around the stage one final time. J-Hope danced. Suga waved shyly. Jimin blew kisses. Jin made hearts. Bowed repeatedly. Taehyung paused to absorb the sight before him. Jungkook stood nearby, gazing at the endless purple ocean. Neither needed words to understand the significance of the moment. Years earlier, they had simply been young dreamers chasing an impossible goal. Now they stood before thousands of people whose lives had intertwined with theirs through music, hope, and shared experiences. Eventually, Jungkook nudged Taehyung. "So?" Taehyung raised an eyebrow. "So, dinner." Taehyung laughed. "You're unbelievable." "Is that a yes?" "We'll see." The crowd caught enough of the interaction to erupt into excited cheers once again. Jimin immediately shouted, "Someone take his microphone away." Jin agreed. "Before he creates tomorrow's headlines too." Buried his face in his hands. "We're never escaping this." Suga shrugged. "Too late." J-Hope laughed so hard he nearly fell over. Meanwhile, Jungkook looked genuinely pleased with himself. Taehyung simply smiled. The kind of smile fans had grown familiar with over the years. Gentle, warm, comfortable. A smile that reflected gratitude for shared experiences and cherished connections. As the members disappeared backstage, the chants continued echoing throughout Goyang Stadium. ARMY K knew they had witnessed another unforgettable chapter. Not because of sensational headlines. Not because of dramatic rumors. but because of laughter, friendship, spontaneous chaos, and the undeniable warmth shared between 7 artists who had built something extraordinary together. Long after the lights dimmed and the stadium emptied, fans carried those memories home. Some remembered the emotional speeches. Others remembered the spectacular performances. Many remembered the ridiculous introduction that caused collective screaming. Yet perhaps the most important memory remained the simplest one of all. 7 people standing side by side, laughing freely, supporting one another, thanking the fans who had walked beside them for years. A reminder that joy often exists within imperfect, unexpected moments. The jokes, the tears, the music, the friendships, the shared memories, all of it became